For those who are new to my X journey, I am Mrs. Y, and for those who are returning viewers, I want to say welcome back. So if you watch my previous videos, which is the Hermes Austin unboxing part 1 video, this is basically the part 2 video of that series. So these items were scored from Hermes in Austin, okay, which is, I am very blessed and grateful for it. And if you have not yet watched that video, I'll put the link above and down below in the description box so then you guys can watch the part 1 before you watch part 2, because part 1 will tell you a little bit about the story, how we shopped at the boutique, how I scored this bag and this one special piece, okay, which is one of the hard to get item as well, as a surprise, I want to say. So let's just backtrack a little bit. So, you know, Mr. Y and I were trying on shoes, and I just pop in that one questions and say, hey, like, do you have this bag? And obviously, as a local boutique, normally they won't offer you anything, but instead, I mean, he explained, but instead he did still ask for our profile, and then obviously he did look at, you know, how the profile is and stuff like that. So, and then at the end of the day, you know, he decided to offer me this bag, and obviously it's not an easy score, I want to say, because when you first walk into the boutique, there's literally nothing on the shelf. Like, you don't really see any bags displayed. So at first, Mr. Y and I were like, oh, this is kind of boring. Like, what we meant by is like, oh, the boutique probably have nothing, okay? Which is, I would say they probably have very limited stock, that's for sure. But for the SA to actually offer you a bag, it's a dream. Okay, and I'm so lucky that I'm able to get this offer. So another point that I want to point it out is we actually went in on a Saturday in the afternoon, which we really went in without any expectation. Seriously, we technically our intention was just like, oh, just look at things that we really want, that really like. So like shoes, you know, it's really got our attention because I've been looking for Hermes sneakers, but I just never pulled the trigger yet. Because you guys know that I'm looking for like bouncing sneakers and stuff like those. I'm still like, you know, holding, you know, I still haven't pulled a trigger, but I pulled it this time. But not because they have a bag. I actually asked for the shoes before I asked for the bag. Anyways, so I was like, yeah, might as well. I mean, it's gonna be a no anyways, and there's no harm of asking, you know, by then, because we first walked in, didn't ask for a bag. We was just looking for something else. So I think it's time. So I asked, and after we shop a few things, and you know, he finally approved and offered us what I asked for. And I have to say, because the boutique has such a limited stock, so at first, as he poured it out, because he was like, oh, I'm gonna bring your shoes and stuff like to the back first. And then I'm like, okay, can we at least like look at the bag? Because he didn't really want to open it like in the open area, and that's kind of strange, because every single time when we purchase a bag, it's always like, oh, I'll let you look at the bag first, or at least go to the room or whatever, like, you know, at least you get to see it. But then he was like, oh, sure, yeah, I can show you the bag. So he had to went by the cashier, and then he brought us to like the jewelry section area because it was less people. But one of the strangest things that we never experienced in the past is that even though this is not a Coda bed or anything, this is not a Birkin or Kelly, he still couldn't pull it out completely to show us, because he said, basically, we told everyone there's no bags. And then I was like, okay, we understand, okay. So grateful, because last year we went to Georgia and stuff like that, like, you know, like they just don't offer us anything, even though we asked for something else, there's no offer. But even though the essay is really nice, but he couldn't do us a favor or anything. So obviously in Texas, I still didn't expect that I will be able to score a bag. This is something that I've been thinking about, but just haven't pulled a trigger. And I actually did tell my essay. Anyway, so I decided to pull the trigger here. I think it makes it more special, the trip more fulfilled. So now you guys can see, yes, this is the Lindy 26 in Noah, which is black with palladium. I have to tell you guys another story. I actually been requesting the black Lindy 26 with gold hardware. I've been asking for that, and every single time when I ask for that, I always get offered the palladium, and I've been turning it down, and I basically turn it down twice already from different proteins. But why I would take it this time, because I've been noticing it's like this is the third time that I get an offer the palladium. There's no way I'm gonna get a whole gold hardware this year if I really want it this year. And apparently the trend nowadays, or this year, it's more palladium rather than gold hardware. So maybe Hermès is making more palladium, but the essay actually told me no, like palladium is harder because a lot of people are requesting for palladium. And I'm like, I've been running into like 2 in the past and I turn it down. So am I crazy? Maybe I am, I don't know. So in that case, I'm like, okay, I'll be stupid to turn it down then. And I love my black Birkin with palladium hardware, but I just thought that, you know, with the gold hardware would be something different, more pop and all. But I'm like, you know what? I don't hate black with palladium. So I decided to take it. So obviously this is a Lindy 26. It's my first Lindy 26. And it's very pretty. As usual, it's full black on the bottom. And obviously it can still make it look like fortune cookies. Okay, so this is a little smaller than my Lindy 30, which is great because sometimes I feel like the Lindy 30 is too big, but it's best for traveling. This one, it's just right in the middle. So like if I don't want to bring too much stuff, but mini Lindy couldn't fit, then at least I have the Lindy 26. And we were like joking around with the essay, and I said, yeah, this is how much I love my Lindy because I was carrying my mini Lindy. And then somehow he had a sense that I must have many bags at home, like many Hermès bags at home. He kind of asked me like, what kind of bags do I have? But then I didn't really want to review too much for some reason. And I said, no, there's still room to grow. Just to see what else he can offer, right? So I didn't really tell him, but basically I told him I have a Lindy 30 and then I have a mini Lindy that I'm carrying. And this is just the third Lindy that I liked. So anyways, I actually jumped the story a little bit because this is like the last part. When he was asking, is there anything else that, you know, that we are interested to see and stuff like those. And Mr. Y actually later told me, remember that I said they had a little talk without me in it. Apparently, Mr. Y asked him something about the SLG. So when we were looking at the ready to wear, like Mr. Y was like talking to the essay like separately kind of far. And Mr. Y later told me that the essay was asking him like, oh, is there anything else that you're interested in looking at? And so Mr. Y was like, oh, is there any SLG that you guys have? Because we also like to look at SLG. Like for example, so he started like laying out the examples, like, you know, the Constance long wallets, you know, the Constant to go, the one that I've been looking for. And so the essay was like, no, we don't have those. Well, not surprised. But then he also said, well, we have this. Would she be interested? But then Mr. Y was like, well, in terms of the color, he wasn't sure. I guess you guys can kind of guess what this is. But anyways, so then when Mr. Y told me, I was like, why wouldn't I? Like, why wouldn't I at least want to see it, right? And I was like, it's, you know, one of the seasonal color. Okay, I'm giving you guys a lot of hints, okay? You can comment below if you know. But also, the bag was not secure yet when he had that talk with him. So he was like, no. We need to secure the bag because otherwise, Mrs.Y is gonna be not happy. I think that's what Mr. Y was thinking. But anyways, so when he told me, and I actually already saw the box, like the Lindy box was bringing to the cashier. And then so the essay asked me directly and said, is there anything else that you guys want to see? I'm like, oh, the SOG. I want to see if you guys have that RMS passport. So that's why I was looking at that, but then I decided not to take it. And then I was like, do you guys have, like, do you have Constant Slim? And then so he said, I have this color. Do you like this type of color? So then he took it out. This one, it was not as secretive, okay? He was just like openly open it, you know, in front of everyone. I was kind of shocked. I was like, why you couldn't open the Lindy bag, but you can open the Constant Slim? So I don't know if you think that I'm different, because it's not something I normally would get, maybe this type of color, but turns out this one is really pretty. So this is the Constant Slim in Fervist with the palladium hardware. Okay, I'm gonna open it and show you guys. And of course there's a felt, and then there's a little pouch. I actually love the fact that it has a little pouch in there. Okay, and this is a little more practical. I can just carry this, or I can just carry that, or I carry it together, but I felt like I probably would carry the Constant Slim without the pouch most of the time. But anyways, so then it has 2 pockets, so like one in the front and one in the back. You might be wondering, where is the date code and all? It's actually at the back pocket. It's very hard to see. So this is where you put the belt through. So then this can be used like at the felt, or you can use it as a wallet. I actually thought that I wouldn't like Fervist when it first came out, because I'm just never really a green person. Okay, but because this color is so pastel, so it's not shouting out loud like this is green, okay? Like it's not shouting. So that's why I like this one. Okay, something different. And I think for the summers and stuff, because I start wearing like white jeans, white pants, and it actually will look really good to pair with more lighter color outfit. So, and that's the reason why I was like, yeah, there's no brainer. Like, I look at Mr.Y, like, what are you talking about? You think I wouldn't like it? He was like, really? Really? Okay. So then obviously, you know, he got me this. So actually it pops. It looks very nice with the black too. I'll just put it in there perhaps, because I can use it as a wallet. Right? And this one can actually fit into my mini Lindy as well. So if you guys want me to do a review on what you can put into the Constant Slim, please comment below and let me know, and I'll put it in one of my topic poll options, okay, in the future. And because I found that this one is actually very versatile. It's more versatile than I thought it would be, because at the beginning, without seeing it in person, I actually never thought this can be so much more useful than I thought, okay, because it's quite small, right? But it can fit into my mini Lindy for sure, because my mini Lindy is already really small. So please comment below and let me know, how do you think, you know, my score. I mean, I hope this helped you in terms of how possibly that you're able to score things from your, like from another local boutique, but obviously you also have to bond with the SA. And because I felt like when we were trying on shoes and stuff, we already started like bonding with that SA for some reason, and he was very helpful as well. Like I wanted to say we have a very pleasant experience with him. So, but also I felt like wearing Hermes from head to toe definitely helps, because you're showing you are a Hermes lover, like organically. Like it's not like we're just looking for bags, and obviously it was not the first thing we asked as well, and we actually are eyeing on other stuff like in the back of our mind. It's just like, well, even if they don't have bags, we still want to see some hard to get items in like shoe sections, ready to wear, SLG. It's because nowadays a lot of things are hard to get, even the tableware. So there are times that it's that once you see it, you should buy it, regardless that's from your SA or not. And usually in the US, the SAs will understand, because they know these items are so hard to get. When you see it, they suggest us like, you should buy it, okay? And since they have the Chippery Mr.Y size, and they have the day sneakers that I never seen this tricolor, and I know the Paris loafer in this color are hard to get right now. I should have scored earlier, but I didn't pull the trigger. So that I was like, well, since I couldn't get the Paris loafer, then I should really get the day sneakers in this color combination, because also the day sneakers can match with Mr. Y. So that's the reason why no matter what you're interested, something that it's on the list, you see it, you should buy it. So I hope you guys enjoy this series, and if you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you find this like informative and helpful, please feel free to comment below, or you can send me a private message through Instagram at Mrs.Y Journey. If you have not yet subscribed to my channels, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you won't miss any of my future videos. And again, every Tuesday, I'll be putting the topic poll on my Instagram and the YouTube community. So make sure you cast your vote, so then I'm gonna create a video that's more relevant to your interest. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.